probably sorry about it, or is that new urgency?
No, he texted me the other day when his mom and dad were here, and he said, "Hey, I'm glad you had a chance to chat with my mom and dad." So that's Mike Dornfor. Yeah, we have a very good relationship. He's a tremendous young person.
I don't know if this is a question for you, but Carlo Kemp, I think, played one game in 16. Is there a chance that he might come back for next year and just talk about what he's meant to you and how?
I hope so.
Yeah. Is that not something that you think he's interested in? Or would you have to ask
Yeah,
him?
we don't
Sure.
discuss those things, and the man upstairs will discuss
Yeah.
that when the time is right. So, but me personally, I think he's, we joke all the time. One of the quick Carlo Kemp story. Came here when I came here, he was he was a Mike linebacker. Oh my God. That wasn't going to work. So we moved him to defensive end. So we went from the open side end to the close side end to the 3 technique, and then he became the nose. So he made the complete migration of man, all the way to the nose. Now he's 290 pounds, and he's, I'll tell you, he makes a play on Saturday. They run ISO to Glasgow. His job is to fit the fullback inside, give it to the safety Metellus, and he's getting doubled. And all of a sudden you see his head stick through, and then all of a sudden he comes out of there, and he's involved in the tackle. It doesn't happen every day. That's 600 pounds of human flesh. And he split it and makes the play. So, no, he's playing very well, strong. So, really happy with him.
Was that his best game done?
Yeah, I do. I
With
think
all
it
those
was.
games with Mike, him.
You know, the only thing is, I thought his game against the Army was legendary.
Because of the cuts and.
Just to stay in there for as many snaps. I mean, I don't know who coaches that guy, but to stay in there for 60 plus snaps and go through that scenario, that's pretty legendary to me anyway. So,
How far ahead do you start, not game planning, but looking? I mean, you've got Penn State. coming up, you
week,
got-
2 weeks. Somewhere around the end of, this week, you'll look at next week's. But you got to be, I'm not that smart. Some guys are really smart.
Pretty smart.
And I have a hard time, when I move my eyes from one to the next. But you have to some degree, just to kind of see what's in front of you. So, but that's really a good question, because everybody has a little different, thought process and how you go about doing your business. Me personally, I find it difficult, but it's a necessary, you got to do it a little bit.
How did you kind of learn to do that just throughout your coaching career? Is it something you've changed at all?
I got some quirks. The practice cards, all the run cards.
Not really.
The graduates, so you show them to the scout team like this, and they go out and run the play.
Okay.
I draw my own every day. Nobody else draws them. I draw all my own cards. Somewhere around 250 a week. And it's a quirk. But that's still how how do you learn as a coach? You learn by seeing the blocking schemes. Oh, this might be, maybe we should do that. So that's where everybody has their own quirks. A lot of the younger guys, they're so with it in terms of the computers and stuff. Me, not so much.
Have you always drawn your own?
Yes.
How long does that take?
Start Sunday, and I finish somewhere around Monday night, 10 o'clock.
Different colors?
Oh, they have different colors.
Cramp with that?
Yeah. And then if you notice, the guys will wear head little beanies. Red hat's a wide out, blue hat's a running back, yellow hat's a tight end, black hat's a fullback. So coloring all those things, so those guys, I know where to go.
Did you get that from anybody, or is that just a thing you've always done yourself?
The coloring of the hats,
Just the drawing them out yourself thing?
the drawing up thing I've always kind of done. The coloring of the hats, right down the road. Coach Pasqualoni, who's the DC at, with the Lions. I worked for him back in, when I was at UConn in 2011 and 12. And he was the one, Don, is that a yellow hat or a blue hat? So, he's a great football coach, and it was a pleasure to work for him.
A lot was made of Jordan Glasgow on the goal line, and I'm sure you heard the outside noise about that. Was that a fit issue, or what was?
Well, see, I don't want to really get into schematics,
Sure.
but I can promise you this: we had all the gaps covered. Now, the guy playing the week A was going to go there on a fit. And it was depending on if the quarterback was under center or in the gun. That's kind of as far as I'll take it. But I assure you that somebody was going to fit the A gap. Now, yeah, that's it. I'm not going to go any further. Now, again, I'm saying it was a half blitz, half run fit type deal. So it's half short yardage, half blitz fit based on things that happen in the backfield. I've run it about 60 times in maybe the last 4 or 5 years, and had 0 to negative yardage plays on that scenario 60% of the time. So, obviously, I appreciate people critiquing my stuff, but live and learn too. Adjust as we do. How are you doing?
The turnovers early in the season,
Yeah.
how much did that affect what you were able to do
Oh, yeah,
defensively?
nothing. We have that's it's not our problem.
It puts you in, quick change and sometimes difficult field position.
Yep, and that's your life as a defensive player. Your job is to stop them. They give them the ball in the 10, you stop them. You give them the ball in the goal line, you stop them. If you can't stop them, it's either success or failure, period. And, that's the one thing I think, you want to know how it's impacted us? They had some pretty good field position the other day. Our guys, no issue. Let's go. And it's a fun group to coach now. I'm sure, obviously everybody has, to work through their scenarios schematically as coaches, as we do as well. The one thing that I can tell you, this group will do everything in their power to be successful in the situation that we put them in. So, I'll coach this group anytime.
You got Aiden and Quiddy, salt and
Wow.
pepper, apparently.
Salt and
According to
pepper,
Quiddy,
huh?
That's what Quiddy says, that's according to Aiden.
Well,
Do you like the way they're shaking things out?
witty today.
Oh, yeah.
Very witty.
So witty.
I think, here's my Aiden Hutchinson, okay? I'm looking at this guy, and I'm going, he's gonna be a little stiff, and he's gonna be this, and he's gonna be that. He's just so big, does not have 1 ounce of stiffness. He's very flexible, extremely strong, but is an elite athlete. I can't think of anybody that's his size that I think is more flexible than he is. Do you know what I mean by, the flexibility thing? You know what I mean? Do things with your body. He's unbelievable. Where Quiddy, It's come a long way from BC camp when he was a freshman at about 217 pounds. I said it just recently. I don't know, somebody called me and asked me about it. And we were talking about defending the spread run, you know, the quarterback runs, you know, the pulls, all the stuff that, you know, that we see in college football. He is the best spread run defender I've ever seen. Now, why do I say that? Because you can't fool him. Zone read, close out the zone, chase the quarterback from the inside out, check mark. Bluff, now that puller comes back, and instead of trying to kick you out, he bypasses you. Brakes go on, chase the quarterback from the inside out, check mark. He can do all those things like that. It's uncanny. So, you know, we're blessed here with those two guys, and this Michael Dana is a close second. So, you know, we like the way those guys are playing for sure.
How's Quade
Got
feeling?
time for two more questions.
How's
How do
Quade
you
feeling?
how
Have
do
you talked to
you
him?
think defended the shallow crosses so far this season, some of the mesh concepts that maybe you
I think we've done a pretty good job. I think we've given up about 127 yards a game in the pass game. You know, Wisconsin, it was probably the only bright spot we had, was how we've defended the pass. You know, we've mixed in and we're doing some things, you know, coverage-wise, but at the same time, we're still maintaining our aggressive nature, which, I'm going to say this again so we're all clear. The day somebody tells me that, geez, you know, you got to tone down that aggressiveness, I'm out. I'm done. You know, I'm just not going to do it. If you find a way, and there's several ways to be aggressive and challenge offenses and put them on their heels. You sit back on that guy Saturday, he'll carve you up, and try to tackle him on the ground if you're not sending bodies at that guy. Just, hey, you go tackle him. It's like Ben Roethlisberger's brother, you know? So, I'm joking, obviously, but, you know, I think we've done some good things, you know, package-wise. I really like the way our speed group's playing, and we have 2 or 3 of those kinds of groups, and I like the way they're playing. So, you know, we just got to keep improving, but, you know, it's such, you know, the one thing that I think has changed over the years is more than ever, it's a week-to-week deal. I mean, you see it. How does that team beat that team? How does this team beat that team? Well, it just happens. You don't know who's injured. You don't know who's had a bad week. You know, there's just so many scenarios that you have to deal with to get you from one Saturday to the next. You know, and that's what it's all about. Every week's a new week, and you know, try to put yourself in the best position possible.
The players talked like about you challenging them to get the 2 interceptions on Stanley, and obviously they ended up getting 3. Just how did you see them attack that during the week?
I think it's, and I'd look for feedback on this. You know, I don't like to get into the negative stuff, but I do like to get into the positive stuff. I don't know if we've played on the back end, playing the ball down the field much better than we could have on Saturday. The one thing that I'm a yeller and a screamer about is, after being a DB coach for 30-something years before moving to linebackers, is wedge, eyes back, play the ball. You know, they caught one fade. But then Levert, I mean, that interception down on the 5-yard line, wow. I mean, can you really appreciate that play? How good a play that was? I mean, that's a special one. You know, the Daxton Hill on the tip, you know, to Ambry, I thought that was equally as impressive. How about us starting with the fumbles? So, you know, we sent Khalid Hudson up in there, and he kind of rocked into the back of the guard, and ball comes flying out, and Ambry's there again. So, you know, there's some, you know, our turnover total is at this point is better than it's been. It's never good enough because you're always looking for more. But, you know, through the first 5 weeks, you know, I think it's pretty good.
Is McGraw really as fast as Devin Bush?
Huh?
McGraw really almost as fast as Devin?
Yes. That guy is 230 pounds and can fly.